welcome back to Books with Brandywine. Today it is raining outside and I thought it would make the perfect background sound for our video, along with my son rolling a wireframe on the floor because he is spinning because he is having so much fun. And who am I to deny my son his fun? So, today we will be doing the 7 Deadly Sins book tag. This book tag was originally done like 7 years ago, I think, and I don't remember the name of the original person who did it. Their video has actually been made private, so I wasn't able to view it, but I was able to view Caddy-tastic's video, and I will link her video below so that you can find it, and on her video is the link to the original video that is no longer available to be seen. So, without further ado, the first 7 Deadly Sin is something I can't remember. It is greed. And for that, I actually had 2 questions. The first question was the most expensive book that you have. And I believe, I did not look through the prices of all of my books, but I believe that this book is the most expensive one I have. The Encyclopedia of Animals. It is huge. It is thick. It is $50. But you know, usually those like big, what do they call these? Reference books? Reference books can get really expensive. So yeah. And then it also asked the least expensive book you have, and for that I used Stargirl, although there's actually quite a few books that fall into this category. I tend to get books from little free libraries, so they're free, and you really can't get any less expensive than free. So, those are my most expensive and my least expensive books. Then, for Wrath, it said to list an author that you have a love-hate relationship with. And the first author that I thought of is Jim Butcher, and that's because I absolutely love this series, the Codex Alara, but I really don't like his Justin Files series. Although admittedly, I've not read a full Justin Files book, and so that could have something to do with it. But my mom was really, really into them, and I read partial of one of the books, and it just wasn't for me. I really don't enjoy, I don't want to say just witchcraft, because, I do read books with witchcraft, like The Girl Who Drank the Moon, but the kind of witchcraft that's in Justin Files, I don't really enjoy reading about it. And then for the next book was Gluttony, and that was to list a book that you have read over and over again, or that you've devoured, a delicious book that you've devoured over and over again, I think, maybe. And so for that, I put the Harry Potter series. I believe this is the series that I have read the most, except for the Linus Quartet, which I just thought of, which actually I might have read more, but this was a series that I'm still into, and still a huge, huge, huge fan of, and can't wait to read again. So, we're gonna go with that. Plus, I have lots of delicious food in it, so, deliciousness. The next book is Sloth, and that was to list a book that you have avoided reading because of laziness. And for that, I chose The Power of Myth. I did start this book, and I was kind of getting bored with it, and then I kind of picked up another book at the same time, and planned on getting back around to this book, and I think that was like 6 months ago. So, yeah, I don't know when I do plan on finishing that book eventually, but I don't know when that's going to be. And then, for Pride, it was to list a book that you talk about to try and make yourself sound like an intellectual reader. And I had to think on that because I am not an intellectual reader, and I don't even pretend to be. But I did love reading Jane Eyre, and I do talk about it a lot. It is huge. It is deep. This book is awesome. And my son touched the shelf. Okay. And unfortunately, I don't remember everything that happened in this book, so I can't even talk about it intelligently. But I try to, and it makes me look so intellectual, don't you think? So, for the next book, it was for Lust. Sorry, my son is now banging on the surface that I have the phone set on. So, for the next book, it was for Lust, and that was to list an attribute that you find attractive in male or female characters. And for that, I thought of the character from Around the World in 80 Days. I have listed my problems with this book, but he makes a good companion. They go to India where he rescues a woman and she ends up accompanying them for the rest of the journey, and he falls in love with her. And as his servant is describing their relationship as it's continuing to evolve, the narrator mentions that his master, Mr. Frog, would sit for hours with his love and just listen to her talk. And I'm assuming he would sometimes talk back, but he's a very, very quiet man. And one of the main characteristics of him is that he really doesn't talk, like, ever. But he would sit and listen to her talk about whatever was interesting her, whatever interested her. And I just thought that that was the sweetest, most romantic thing. And so for all my problems in this book, I love that. I think that's a sweet attribute to have in a lover. And then for the last 7 deadly sin, it was envy. And that was to list a book that you would love to receive as a gift. And for that, I actually thought of 2 series, because there's 2 specific editions that I've been really, really wanting one for years, and one more recently, and haven't gotten yet. And I really need to just, like, get them. But the first one is the edition of Harry Potter, where it's in the box set, and on the side it has a picture of Hogwarts continuing across all of the books. So I just think, like, that side is gorgeous, and I think all the covers are absolutely gorgeous, and I just want that edition so bad, and I need to just, like, break down and get it. And then the other one that I thought of is one that I actually have marked as, like, my most important gifts on my Amazon wish list, and that is the 3 special edition covers of Hunger Games that are the special edition covers from Amazon, not the ones from Barnes & Noble, because they have, like, they're each a different district themed. And I'm like, first of all, like, this covers are just so capital, like, something like the Capitol would do. But I just think it's so gorgeous. And so those are the 2 book series that I thought of for envy. So that was the 7 Deadly Sins book tag. I'm going to try and tag 3 booktubers in the comments below that are new booktubers and most likely haven't done this book tag yet. So I will see you guys next time. Have a great day.